Welcome to Tough Talk. Join the conversation with Kiwi men as they tell their stories and talk about what they do for me time, what it takes to be tough on the inside, and how to be a good mate.
Kia ora, Carl.
Kia ora.
Let's start back a little bit earlier and get a sense of your story growing up and how that's led you here.
I am a white middle class male. Had a really stable family, mum and dad that have a really good marriage. I was the oldest grandson and the oldest son of a very, a family known for its physical prowess. So I often heard stories about my dad and how good he was at sport and how strong he was and tough he was, and intrinsically I put a lot of pressure on myself to be that sort of person as well. Because of this glorification of this physical prowess and what I thought was masculinity, I did put a lot of pressure on myself. So I took up bodybuilding, and I did that for a few years, which was it was a really interesting experience. It was full of positives and negatives, and once again I felt like I needed to be the best, and I ended up being multiple national champion at that.
I've seen some photos of you.
Yeah. Let's not share those photos. I think I refer to myself as a dreadlocked Oompa Loompa. What I did think was masculine at the time was being tough, strong, not showing any emotion, being the best at everything, and not letting people in. So I call it Superman complex. So yes. I really feel like I started to develop this Superman complex because I was the best at everything, and how dare you challenge me for saying I'm not? Yes. I don't have emotion. What are you talking about?
Are we really defensive?
Yeah. Don't put a chink in my armour. I think the exercise industry has a lot to answer for. This isn't every gym. This is a big sort of corporate gym, by the way. So you just have to walk into a gym. You walk in there, you look at the posters of the ripped, toned bodies, and you have a look around, and people on these linear machines with their headphones plugged in, completely disconnected from human interaction. You've got this intense music. Often, if you listen to the lyrics, it's quite toxic as well. You're constantly being compared, or you're constantly comparing yourself to the ideals or what's thrust in our face. Look on the TVs, listen to the music, look at everyone else around you, look at the posters on the walls, and I think that can be quite damaging. Yeah, but it was really interesting. So I did learn a lot. So I learned a lot through that process about self-discipline. About what you can actually achieve if you put your mind to it. I started to really look into research around this time in nutrition, exercise, mindset, social connection. And the second sort of wave of bodybuilding that I did, I applied a completely different philosophy to. So I started to eat some more real foods. I stayed well away from supplements. I started to add some three-dimensional movement into my regime, or functional movement, whatever you want to call it. I often did barefoot training, some crawl work, things like that. I added an element of play in there as well.
I really feel that actually when I've done your classes.
Yeah, I do enjoy playfulness.
Quite playful.
Yeah. So I guess I started to think about it on a deeper level. Bodybuilding also, there was a sense of community there for me, but I feel like I got to a point where I learnt enough about movement, mindfulness, and nutrition actually, that I felt like the negatives started to outweigh the positives. So because I was into this three-dimensional movement, this play, this sort of, rewilding sort of philosophy of getting back to the roots of, what it is to be human again, that I started to realise that it was probably not heading in the direction of where I was going as a person at the time. So I really started to rethink everything and started to question what I was taught in university. I started to question what it was to be masculine. I started to question, what we're meant to eat, how we're meant to exist in society, and started to really, for myself, shift some paradigms. And what I've learned since then is, this is my opinion anyway, is masculinity is not those things at all. It is, being a real person, really human, and sharing your emotion and being vulnerable on all levels. And I feel like that was a really profound moment for me. Actually, it brings up a bit of emotion for me even talking about it, actually, because I did feel a big sense of unloading, I guess, when I realised this, and I was starting to open up to people, and people in my community felt really good.
It can be hard, though. I imagine that now sometimes it can be hard, and I wonder what helps you do it, break through those barriers.
Yeah, for me, I was really lucky. What empowered this for me is I had some really cool mentors, and I'm forever grateful for this. I've always been a curious person. And I had some great mentors, one in particular at university. And saying that, my father's always been, he's always held a space that I've always felt comfortable to share with him. Although, growing up, I didn't want to show that emotion so much, but I can talk to him about anything, which I'm very grateful for. And I've had a couple of friends actually who have opened up to me, and when I look back, when I think about people I really respect and love, it's those people that are able to be vulnerable with me, and I feel like I want to be, like that as well, because that's some of the things I value in other people. But yeah, a lot of challenges, and it is something I still battle with.
Yeah, I think something, it's so ingrained in us that even just personally, I find every time I do it, I still need to break through a little barrier. Yeah. But like you say, it's like a weight sheds, or it feels quite empowering.
Yeah. And I guess for me, that process as well made me realise how I feel like we need to have that ability to zoom out a little bit and focus less on me. Bodybuilding was a very, in some ways, quite a selfish sport, I felt, maybe the way I approached it. It was all about, self-improvement day in, day out. You're constantly looking in mirrors to see how your body's changed and how it's improved. And also I think a big thing for me was actually realising how important real community was. Having those people around you that you can talk to, you can interact with, you can move with, you can eat with. I think I really started to appreciate how important that was. And when I was so focused, quite often I would put the blinkers on or the blinders on, and because I realised, okay, to be the best at bodybuilding or whatever I was doing at the time, I didn't want any distraction. I'd go to the gym, I'd train, I'd eat, I'd go home, I had to have good night's sleep. I had to focus on my routine. So everything felt quite linear, and I probably closed off a lot. And when I really started to open up and actually have these amazing people around me constantly, I realised how nourishing that actually was. And maybe realise how, I feel like we're a little bit disconnected in some ways.
Seems like a huge insight. So often when we're struggling, we just really start focusing on ourselves. How do I get better? How do I work to improve myself? But we actually just zoom out and look around and see the people around us and connect. Yep,
definitely. I honestly believe that the key to living a fulfilled life and a healthy life is mindful living. Are you mindful of the way that you move? Are you mindful of the way you hold yourself? Are you mindful of how your emotions affect your posture or the way that you move that day? Are you mindful of the food that you eat and how it makes you feel? Do you know where your food comes from? From earth to table. are you mindful of your impact on other people? Do you know that every dollar is a vote? Are you conscious in your consumption? I believe that mindfulness is, or consciousness is the key to wellness. There's just so much going on that we've never been presented with before. We've got cell phones, computers, we've got deadlines, we've got these social pressures, and then we've got these expectations we need to meet as well.
I think I was thinking about that, bring it back to where you began with expectations growing up. I think there are a lot of stresses, but we choose to engage with them. Some, like the environment, are happening, and we can't really choose. We've inherited that.
Yeah.
But a lot of our stress, we actually we stress ourselves out.
Totally.
By expecting that we need to be successful.
Yeah.
Or live a life a certain way, which we're told to live.
Yeah. I think we've had some great chats about this, but actually I think they referred to stress as the stress experience now, because it's not necessarily the stress that's a problem, it's the way that we respond to these stresses or interact with it. We're meaning makers, so we put weight on these so-called stresses. And that's been, it's a big one for me. It's something I've really battled with, and I could imagine a lot of other people would too.
Epic, Carl. Thanks for giving me this time and sharing your wisdom to everyone.
Well, thank you for having me and having this opportunity to spread my love and my passion. So I appreciate that, Sam. Cheers, brother. Thanks, man.
Please, check my eyes.
Kia ora. If you like what you see, follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube or go to our website to sign up for email updates from me. Keep liking and sharing our videos to grow the movement. Peace.
As I wipe the slate clean.